guys, and welcome back to Opal and Mint. I am Ashley. Today I'm going to be swatching a brand new palette from Ocean Paper. If you've never heard of Ocean Paper paints, I think they were my first handmade paint brand to try. I love the color selection from them. They are handmade in Hawaii, and I have two palettes from Ocean Paper already. But the colors I have are all more the muted palette, and I wanted to try some more vibrant paints from them. So I got the brand new flower palette. They have changed their packaging a little bit, which I'm going to show you. And these are completely different colors than the ones I already have. For reference, if you haven't seen, I have videos on these palettes, but the well-loved Kelp and Sea Urchin palette was my first palette. There is, I think, one overlap in color. The sea clay is in this new one, but that's fine because I use this one quite a bit. And then my second palette was the bamboo box. And as you can tell, this one is well loved as well. The yellow shade in here, I'm running low on, and yeah, so I decided to pick up the brand new flower palette. Now, they have changed their packaging slightly. This feels a little bit different than the first one I got. I don't know if you can tell, the surface is shiny on this one, and this one is a little bit more matte. But the biggest change is that it has this section that, this tray that comes out. So if you just want to set this on your desk and you don't want to have the whole big palette on your desk, that was the thought behind this. I personally like having the palette for mixing, but if you have something like this that's already on your desk that you use as a mixing palette, or if you don't mix and you just use these colors straight out of the pan, then you may not need that surface. I do quite a bit of mixing even when I have convenience colors. I like tweaking things up a little bit, but I think that is kind of a cool feature that perhaps some people will enjoy using. I don't know how often I will actually take this out of the palette myself, but it is an option now. So put this back in here, and we are going to turn the camera around. I'm going to be doing some swatching, and you know, of course, I'm going to be doing a painting with this. I don't know what I'm painting yet, as always. It'll come to me. I will paint something with these, but let's go ahead and start swatching. So to swatch these today, I used my new Christy Rice swatch stamp set, and we're going to swatch on these little paint tubes. Let me show you this real quick. If you haven't seen this, Christy Rice came out with this set. I bought this with my own money. I was not sent it or anything. So I got this in the mail yesterday, so I wanted to give it a try. But the thing that I like about this is it comes with everything that you need. You don't have to buy separate pieces for the ink and the stamp block. But anyways, I like, let's see here. I am mostly going to be using this one right here, but since Ocean Papers don't have the pigment numbers, I didn't want to use that one today because it's name, brand, and pigment number, which I'll probably be using on a lot of my professional paints. But just want to show you what I use to stamp. Where did I put that acrylic block? There it is. Okay. So I went ahead and stamped these, and I wrote all the names down so I don't have to fiddle around with looking at the names. Here is the palette. Again, the colors are so beautiful. I am so excited to try some of these brighter ones. Most of the ones I've tried from Ocean Paper are more muted colors, which I love the muted color palette personally, but I don't have any good colors for mixing purples in my Ocean Paper. I want a nice, bright, vibrant purple, and Ocean Paper doesn't really make purple, like, at all. I haven't really seen purple in their palettes. I don't know if she doesn't like purple that much, but it's my favorite color. So there are definitely some colors in here that I can mix to make purple, so that makes me excited. So I'll definitely be doing some mixes after I swatch as well, because I want to see what kind of purples I can get out of this. Okay, let's go ahead and start swatching, because why wait any longer? All right, so I have my silver black velvet size number 8, and I think we're going to zoom in a little bit so You can, yeah, there you go. You can see exactly what we're doing here. All right, so we're gonna start with titanium white. And one thing that I am excited about these stamps is you can see kind of how opaque the colors are gonna be going over the black lines. So let's try out titanium white. I'm going to paint it over the tube first. See how opaque it will get. And then I'm going to, when I get to the colors, this part will be a lot more fascinating. The white's not, you know, exciting on white paper. So, but there is titanium white. Next color is Naples Yellow Light. So let's activate this. So if you're new to ocean paper, they activate fairly well. They're not, you know, like a honey base, so they don't activate instantly, but I do not have to pre-wet them in order to use them, which I personally appreciate. Okay. And ocean paper paints are a little bit more opaque for watercolors. They are kind of, I would say, a mixture between gouache and watercolor because you can build up the opacity on them quite a bit. As you can tell, it's covering some of these black lines pretty well for a watercolor. So, but I'm excited to see if the brighter colors are as opaque as their like pastels. Let me turn the brightness down. It's a little bit too bright. Okay. All right, next up is Hands of Yellow Light, or just Hands of Yellow, not light. All right, let's see what this one looks like. Ooh, look at that yellow. That is very pretty. Okay. We're gonna fade this out. See what it looks like. Very pretty. All right, next up is Mustard. Mustard and Hands of Yellow are actually pretty similar. This one's maybe just a tiny bit less bright. All right, and the last one in the first row is Clementine. I would love to know in the comments if you've tried ocean paper or if they've like been on your list of paints you want to try. I admired them from afar for quite a while before I bought them, but like I said, they were actually my first handmade paints to purchase. Man, I was just so excited for these. I will say that the shipping on them does take a little while. It seems to have varied. I've had 3 orders and it varies from order to order, but I have not had any issues getting my orders. It has taken like up to a month to get the order before. This one I think came in a couple of weeks, so maybe even under 2 weeks. All right, so this next one is Wildflower. I don't, just painting, I forgot to say the name of it. Pretty orangey color. All right, this next one is called Iris. Whew. And that is a bright orange. Oh, this would be pretty on my tiger lily painting. That is a tiger lily orange right there. Pretty. Right, and next, beautiful, like this looks like a light but bright pink. Let's see. Oh, that's beautiful. This one is called Rosie. And as you can see, this one is fairly opaque. That one's fun. Okay, scooching on over here, we're gonna move on to Poppy. I love painting poppies, and this is a beautiful poppy red. It's got a little bit of that orange undertone in it, very vibrant. This is stunning. Very nice poppy shade. Pretty. Oops, wrong water. All right, the next one is Quin Magenta. This one looks deep in the pan. Let's see. Very vibrant color. Beautiful. I am loving this palette. So I really enjoyed having the more muted tone palette, but having a vibrant palette gives you the flexibility to have these vibrant tones and then mix some muted tones as well. So I'm excited to try with mixing with these. Okay, next up is Tea Rose, which is like a very, very beautiful pink. Lavender with a little bit of lavender in it. Ooh, it's pretty opaque too. Oh, I like this color a lot. Oh, that's beautiful. I want to know, let me know in the comments, when you're swatching colors, I'm assuming you swatch colors, what are your most favorite, like the ones that you always enjoy? What color do you enjoy swatching the most? I think for me, it's greens and blues. Yeah, but that right there is stunning. Okay, next up is Silk Gray. Curious to see what this one looks like. Pretty interesting. Very curious to see how I would use this particular color in a painting. It's got some opacity to it. It's kind of pretty. Okay, next up is Ash Blue Dark. This reminds me a little bit of Daniel Smith's Lavender. I think Daniel Smith's Lavender is slightly more purple toned, but I've always thought the lavender from Daniel Smith looked very blue. Actually, I think I have it swatched right underneath, so let's take a look. This right here is the lavender from Daniel Smith. So got a touch more purple in it, but it is a very similar color. Next is Deep Ultramarine, and I think this might be the one I'm most excited for. It looks so pretty in the pan, and I love me a deep ultramarine, and I'm curious to know if this one granulates. Some of the ocean paper paints do. They're not like a ton of them, but Ocean Paper's Potter's Pink is one of my favorite. Actually, no, it is my favorite Potter's Pink, and it granulates so beautifully. So I'm curious if their ultramarine will granulate like the Potter's Pink. Let's put a little bit of water in here. Let that settle. It doesn't look super granulating at the moment, but we shall see. Next up is Prussian Blue. This looks real deep in the pan, and oh, I like me some Prussian Blue. Okay, I'm excited. Look at this color. Okay, I want to mix some purples right now. See if we can lift some, tap some deeper color in. Oh, this palette is gonna be traveling with me soon. You may be seeing this palette a lot coming up soon because it is so beautiful. Next up is mermaids. We're going down a row in the palette, and this looks like a mermaid green. Ooh, well, kind of. Oh man, what kind of green would you call that? It's beautiful. Yeah, kind of mermaidy. Lift some. That's really, really pretty. I like that one. Oh, look at this color story. Ugh. Okay, moving down one more row. We have Silt next, and this looks like a muted green. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's beautiful. Yep, see, greens. I really, really like swatching greens. This is so pretty. It's like a teal, muted, gorgeous, gorgeous color. Okay, this is maybe a favorite. That one and the ultramarine, very happy. Okay. Next is Sea Clay, and I already know I love this one. This was my favorite one in the Kelp and Sea Urchin palette, and it's very similar to our logo color, actually, and which is probably why I like it so much. I think this might be a little touch warmer than our logo, but it's very close, and it's just really, really gorgeous. Next up is Juniper. And I feel like Juniper might be in one of the palettes. I don't recognize it though, but I feel like it might be in the bamboo box. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a rich, warm, beautiful green. So pretty. I like that one too. Okay, next up is Foliage, and this, again, there are several greens in here, which I'm not mad about. I really enjoy the greens. This is a beautiful leafy green. Nice and natural green. I like this. I like this one a lot. Yep. Green selection in the Flowers palette, which makes sense that there would be greens in the Flowers palette, but the green selection's awesome. Okay, Canopy. This one looks a little bit more vibrant and more yellow. Pretty. I think we might need to paint a field of wildflowers. That seems appropriate for this, doesn't it? I love it. All right, we got 4 more to go. Next up is Desert Green. So this looks more like a khaki with a little bit of a green to it. It's definitely very brown. Okay. And next up is Raw Umber. Pretty. This one is a little bit less opaque than some of the others. Seems like a very just good traditional raw umber. All right, 2 more. We have dark umber. So raw umber and dark umber. I like dark umber a lot. It's beautiful. It's a little bit more red toned instead of yellow toned, and I like that. Pretty. And the last color in this palette is Carbon Black. And I think, I don't know if this is the same black as the bamboo box. I need to look. But I don't really use black all that often, and I don't know that I've ever used it from the bamboo palette. But if you use black, there is carbon. Let me look at the bamboo one real quick. So I feel like there's juniper and carbon black in this one. I have a swatch card of this somewhere, but carbon black, yes. So I have carbon black already, and like I said, I haven't really touched it. I feel like one of these might be juniper, but and then sea clay from the other one. Okay. All right, so here are the swatches from the Ocean Paper Flowers palette. Definitely excited about this. I'm definitely excited about this one. So I think now what I want to do is I'm just going to paint, put some music over the video, and then we'll come back and I will show you the finished painting and talk about how they performed. But based on the swatches, they are just as good as all the other ones that I've used from Ocean Paper. No complaints whatsoever. The ultramarine, it doesn't look like it granulates a whole lot. There is a little bit of granulation there. Ash blue looks like it might have granulated some as well. This one dried so vibrant. It's not showing the same on screen as it is in real life, but this one has a touch of neon to it that is just so beautiful. Actually, before I paint something, I want to do some mixes because I want to mix those two so bad. So, let me get some paper. Let's start mixing. I'm so excited. All right, so I think to show you what I'm mixing, I'm going to do a little swatch of the color, a little bit of color mixing with the Ocean Paper palette so you can see what kind of colors you can get out of it other than just the ones that are there. So here's just a quick little, very kind of loose field of wildflowers. I love these colors. They're so beautiful. And the ultramarine did end up granulating when I used it in a lighter wash. So something to note. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up here. So if you want to see any more of this palette or ocean paper in general, let me know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. I'm a little bit messy. It's okay.